Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I am going to lead with Donald J. Trump and what nobody in the entire country is talking about. I stayed up, like many of you, watching the results pour in from Virginia, New Jersey, and around the country where there were elections. And I'm going to comment about each of those elections. But I'm going to begin by saying some things about Trump that nobody else on any of these networks said last night. And it's this. There is in this country right now only one leader of the Republican Party. There is only one leader of the movement that not only elected Donald Trump, but also led to what happened last night in New Jersey and in Virginia. And let me explain. I crack up when all of the pundits try to take what happened in Virginia and New Jersey away from Trump. As somebody who is part of the Trump movement, who supports Donald Trump and hangs out with all of the other people that support Trump, let me tell you something and remind you something. We can't stand the Republican establishment. We don't like McConnell. We don't like the rhinos. We don't care for Mitt Romney. We don't care for all those folks. And we don't trust the Republican Party. We're smart enough to know that we have to elect Republicans because they're the lesser of two evils when it gets right down to it. For example, Youngkin, far better than McAuliffe. But this is what cracks me up. Trump was right about Biden. He ran against him. He warned everybody against him. So when they show these numbers, these counties, when Bill Hemmer goes to county to county to county, and he points out what Trump won, and then what Youngkin won, and there's something somewhere where they say, well, Trump lost Virginia by 10 points, Youngkin won. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, in light of the last 10 months, if there was an election today in Virginia between Trump and Biden, what do you think the election results would be? You cannot decide Trump's influence based upon 2020's results in Virginia or anywhere else. What do you think the results would be in Virginia today? Today. Now I'm going to go to the Virginia race, McAuliffe and Youngkin, and explain that a little bit more. When Youngkin was nominated by the Republican Party, he won the primary, he was considered like a sacrificial lamb. Okay? Nobody gave him any chance of winning. Why did last night happen? I'll tell you why last night happened. What happened the last 10 months under Biden? Afghanistan pullout debacle, inflation, all of the liberal freaking policies and dumb things that he's done, federal mandates, on and on and on. You know what they all are. It's a smorgasbord. Those things. It's not about Youngkin. It's about those things. And the enthusiasm from the Trump people who pushing that. There's no more enthusiastic group of voters than the Republican Trump voters, not the establishment Republican voters. Now, McAuliffe also shot himself in the foot when he said parents don't need to be involved in education and lied about critical race theory. That was Virginia specific. That was candidate specific. But that doesn't get Youngkin elected, and it really pees me off. Here we go. Youngkin never holding a rally with Trump, which was a mistake. He should have held a rally with Trump. You see, and I don't know the communication between those two campaigns. He did that the night before the election, that video. But ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, if Youngkin thinks, if there's anybody in this country that thinks, and the Democratic pundits are going to talk about it, that Youngkin's the new leader of the National Republic. No, he's not. The guy who is 10 foot tall still in the Republican Party is Donald J. Trump. That victory and all those victories last night had to do with two things. How terrible freaking Biden is the last 10 months, and Donald Trump being right, staying engaged, and his supporters staying engaged. It's unbelievable. Trump lost, and everybody is doing Trump 2024 already. I'm sorry, it pisses me off when they try to take away Trump's role in what went down last night and all the different ways they try to minimize it. And the Democrats will do the same thing. New Jersey, too close to call. Same thing. This Ciattarelli in the last governor's race finished second in the primary. I'm not saying he's not a bad candidate, but really, you think what happened in New Jersey? And you know what they say? I heard this from one pundit saying there's a lot of people who work in New York City that live in New Jersey. Think about that. Now, I posted this yesterday. I don't want to ever hear "Build Back Better" again out of Joe Biden's mouth. Now, I know we're going to do it. And I came up with this phrase, "destroy again worse." He was part of the Obama administration that just disaster. I mean, just freaking disaster. So it's not build, it's destroy. It's again. And then it's better. No, it's worse. So I coined the phrase, "destroy again worse." Joe Biden, "destroy again worse," is the slogan for him. Feel free to use it. I haven't trademarked it yet. Cincinnati mayor. Have to have Pure Vol 1, big deal. That wasn't unexpected. This guy wants to defund the police. I'm telling you right now, look what happened around the country on that issue. You've got a liberal mayor. You know, he's the first Asian American. See that? Oh, the first Asian American to be elected mayor. I don't give a dang what he is. The issue is, what does he stand for? The city of Cincinnati is just, like I said, always going to be a joke. The Atlanta Braves won the World Series. And isn't that just so awesome? You know what? Nobody said anything about it. It's a joke. What they did in the All-Star game is just an absolute joke. Absolute joke. Do you think those baseball players and the fans, the Atlanta Braves fans, give a damn about Stacey Abrams and all the BS and that electoral crap coming out of Atlanta? They don't. Minnesota, the issue lost. Now think about it. A congresswoman from Minneapolis, St. Paul, she actually supported that issue relative to the police. Thank goodness. They woke up. They realized it. Now, there has to be some accountability for that. The Democratic Party led a chant against police. And look what the hell happened. There has to be consequences for that. They need to lose their jobs. New York City, they elected Eric Adams, who blasted de Blasio right off the bat. Eric Adams is a big liberal, but the one thing about Eric Adams, he used to be a police officer. So congratulations to all the New Yorkers relative to police. And what about the mandates? I don't know what his position is on the mandate. We'll see about that. I don't talk about sports a lot, but I'm going to cover college football just for a brief period because the UC Bearcats were ranked 6th when the college football came out with their real official rankings. And everybody's talking about UC getting ripped off. The University of Cincinnati Bearcats play in a weak division, one of the weakest divisions. Did they beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame? Yes, great victory. But guess what? Notre Dame is not all that great this year. The 4 top teams in this country, according to college football, Georgia, Bama, Michigan State, who beat Michigan undefeated, and Oregon, who beat Ohio State at Ohio State. Does anybody that knows college football really think the UC Bearcats should be in those 4? Really? Really? You really think that? There's not a chance. It's not a chance. College football got that right. Mike Carey won the Ohio 15th Congressional District in Ohio, endorsed by Trump. Want to just point that out. Freedom File. I want to do a promotion in the middle of my show, the Freedom File. Wesley Deters is doing a great job. She's got her own little show that we're putting on Bulldog TV, and I just want to promote it and have my team promote it. We got to get some ground traction and get Wesley's Freedom File rolling. Republican Watch Party. We covered the Republican Watch Party with the specific intent of wanting to see the people that showed up there over in Hamilton County, who they would vote for in 2024. I was pleasantly surprised that most of the people we interviewed said Trump. There was a few people left Trump off the list, but the best was the very last interview with the guy. Natalie Cunningham did a great job, one of our newest hires. That guy said, listen, all the people that I know voted for Biden say they regret their vote, and he goes, I don't care who it is, I would vote for Trump. That guy summarized the electorate when it comes to Trump and Biden. Good job, Natalie Cunningham. The Michigan Secretary of State is going to allow people on their driver's license to put non-binary gender, if you want. You know, you can put whatever. Biden, did you see Biden's press conference relating to what's going on there? They asked him about inflation and energy and everything else, and he stumbled around about Russia and Saudi Arabia not producing, and then he started rambling about Thanksgiving's better this year than last year. Really? Your President of the United States answer to a question about inflation and what he's going to do about it is Thanksgiving's going to be better this year than last year. Guess what, Mr. President? Thanksgiving's going to cost a lot more than it did last year. NASCAR. Kyle Busch is having to go to some training because he used the R word. Is it related to that wreck? Unbelievable. Afghanistan. There's reports out of Afghanistan that Afghanis are selling prepubescent children. Apparently this is the thing in Afghanistan because they're starving, so they're selling them for money and for food. Little girls. Sick. Rittenhouse trial started. Did you see the video of Rittenhouse? Case freaking closed. The guy was attacked and he shot and killed his attackers. Defense verdict. Brian Garry, Cincinnati City Council candidate, who we razzed big time when Joe Biden came to town, and we stayed on him like green on grass. What a clown. He was passing out false stuff yesterday. His people were. He tried to deny it. And last but not least, the Marine Corps. I love the Marine Corps. I was never a Marine, but if I was going to be one of the forces, I would have become a Marine. I'm the Bulldog, mascot of the Marine Corps. Do you believe that your United States Marine Corps, under this president, can actually do standard form religious exemption denials using a standard form for everybody? Sad. A United States Marine deserves a lot better than that. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Semper Fi.